Hey everyone, welcome back to John's Watch. Today I'm taking a look at a new game called Reaching For Petals. This game was released on Steam on September 4th, 2017. Its trigger price is $9.99 US or your regional equivalent, and it's developed and published by Blue Entropy Studios. Now this looks like it's a walking simulator. It's got beautiful looking graphics. It is a poetic adventure about love, loss, and ambition in a desolated world full of mystery. So I think $10 for a walking sim sounds really good. There's loads of reviews from like magazines and websites and stuff, and they all say it's really good. So let's have a little look. We will do chapter 1, I guess. Look how nice it looks. Chapter 1, memory 1, probably. Wow, this looks really nice. I've cranked it all the way up to high graphics. It looks okay. Looks very good.
These woods are an example of what can be accomplished without man's interference. This forest, away from any town or communal society, is as untouched by man as any mass of green can be. It would be easy to mistake an area like this as a place of solitude and silence. That is not the truth. Here, there is no substantial evidence of civilization, but that does not mean it is without life. Wind and water fill the amphitheater with motion and meaning. Endless chatter of woodland beings permeates within this arborous cathedral. These are not idle conversations. It is an opera, a symphony, a concerto of unification, perfectly executed by design. There is no explanation for how these beings coexist. There is no reason to know why. Within these trees, among these streams, life is, and that is good enough.
Wow, one of the reviews say it does a great job at grabbing your attention from the very start with a narrator that sounds like honey trickling over gravel. That's a pretty accurate description, I think. That's a great voice. Sounds a little bit like the guy who does the tech advancement announcements in Civ 5. Because I know Sean Bean did Civ 6, and I never knew who did the one in Civ 5. So it sounds really similar to that. Be interesting to know if it's the same person. This is great. I think the soundtrack is also available on Steam for about $3, which is pretty good. It's a very nice soundtrack. Very atmospheric. Oh, do want to see if we can turn off that film grain. I don't think we can, though. You cannot. These are all the settings. It does have full controller support, which is good, and it's got the regular controls here. But yeah, no way to turn off the slight screen static. I don't even know if it'll show up on the video. We can jump, we can sprint. I haven't been sprinting, so I was just letting him talk. Oh, that's sprinting. Okay, we better sprint. It'd be nice if you could toggle sprint always on, because he does walk very slowly. He does even sprint very slowly. Holy shit, look at... wow. That looks incredible. What the fuck? That's so good. Jeez. It's not in early access, so I take it to mean that the whole thing is already out. Apparently it's fairly short, but I mean it is $10.
Nature is not entirely benevolent, and yet this does not take away from its beauty. Animals are hunted and eaten alive, with no knowing of anything outside of this forsaken wood. Human life is very much the same. Every day is lived knowing that any moment could be your last. But it is assumed that now is not that moment. Today is not that day. There is a desire to strive for significance, but in the end, every day ends just the same. These vicious beings live doing what they must do to survive, even if it means the end of another creature's life. Does this make them any different than the small rodent burrowing its home within the confines of a tree to seek shelter from the outside world? Even something as beautiful as a flower can be subjected to draining the essence of other greenery to stand a little bit taller and glow a little bit brighter. There is a cruelty in nature that brings about destruction, and yet this forest still stands. Life carries on, even if it's not the life that came before.
Shouldn't have jumped off that second time. Got an achievement for it though, so that's nice. It looks really nice down there. So you can, it's weird, like some of the textures, like these leaves are very well textured. And you like look at that rock over there. Like the one above it is great, but that one with like the yellow bit on it is quite untextured. I know it runs really smoothly even on high graphics, so they've done something very well. What the fuck? I don't know if that's just it loading, or if it's supposed to be doing this. 'Cause that's kind of freaky. I do wish he could go a little bit faster. But I guess you don't want to like cut him off by getting to the next area too soon. Oh look, leaves are falling. Ah, lovely. Oh, they go through the ground, okay. That's fine. Wouldn't really expect them to be able to do anything else with it. Are the rocks supposed to be like breathing? Oh. Oh, that was weird.
At the heart of the forest lies a massive, ever-reaching oak, as large as a hill upon a mountain, standing alone and apart from the rest of the forest, encircled by still water. The trunk of the behemoth is impossibly thick, able to withstand the elements for the centuries it has stood here. The stoic branches do not sway like the other trees within the wind. Night is everlasting beneath the countless branches. No light permeates the endless leaves. There is one thing that this beast of a structure exacts more than any other being on this planet. It endures. It endures the frost of the winter, the storms of the spring, the scorch of the summer, and the collapse of autumn. It endures the loneliness from being different and unyielding. The tree grows taller and stronger with each year, but never closer to the others that surround it. The other trees live, and they will surely die. But this monolith remains to stand the test of time.
Huh. Oh. I don't... Have we done it? Did we somehow... Yeah, we somehow went the right way. I don't really know how we were supposed to get up there, but that worked. I don't think that was the oak back there. I don't know, it was pretty big. But it said it was like isolated from the rest of the forest. It was surrounded by like a stream. So I don't think that was it. This one's a small one.
Streams cut into the wooded area like capillaries, carrying the essence of life from the top of the hills to all the organs of the forest. The streams swiftly scour the mountainside to ensure the continuation of this Eden, ceaselessly palpitating the blood of the earth. Unlike a standard circulatory system, the cycle of this network of vitality does not return to its source. It only travels downward into the endless expanse of the sea, to nevertheless return as droplets in the rain. Following the streams is a sure way to reach the colossal peak, if one were not to worry about the definitiveness of gravity. There is only one way to reach that height so directly, and it requires wings. Without a transport of such convenience, one must move onward into the dense arteries of the mountain, where the sun is no longer your companion, and the loneliness truly sets in. The dark takes over, and there is nowhere else but forward. There is no more going back.
I tried to slow down before I went into the house because I figured it would probably like trigger a new bit of dialogue, but it didn't. Oh god, it's so bright. We're going to emerge into the sun. Oh god, it's still really bright. Ah. So it said K plus R in there. I guess we'll figure out the story as we go along. This is just the beginning of Memory 1. I thought the river just like ended down there, but it goes past. I do wonder where this is set. Is it set like northern United States? Is it set like Canada? Is it set like Europe? Because it seems quite Canadian to me so far. Yeah, I'll actually have to check after done recording and see like where the company's from, where it's set. Oh, are we going to a cave? We are going splunking. Oh, maybe not, because there's a little flower here. Hello, little flower. It's glowing. Oh, press E to interact with things? Shit, I wonder if I've missed anything by not doing that. Okay, is this going to take us to chapter 2? Aha, we finished chapter 1. Oh my god! It looks so good! Okay, look for plugs and light switches. That's very North American. Gotta look for a plug. Have a look at the books. Best restaurants. Some apples. That's a remote control. So I guess this is like a memory, because my... I know, you've got like those... like blurriness at the edges, I'm not sure. Childhood. These are the memories of a young man reflecting upon the most cherished stage of his life, filled with love that transcends the ages of youth into something far beyond. Your name is Kai. Your life's greatest moments are those spent with your darling Renee. She's the dawn of everything. Her power to fill your life with magnificence is as sure as the morning's first illumination. But as every sun rises, so too it must set. The first lasting memory shared between the beloved begins at the age of innocence. Budding laughter fills the air throughout the schoolyard. It's here where the story truly begins, with a fateful meeting between the two preordained to journey the wrinkles of life and love. The two are initiated through a common companion, atop a gilded hall surrounded by giant greenery. The sun is high and the air is warm like any other summer day. But there would not be any other day, not again. In an instant, everything changed. You look up and separate her brilliance from the sun. Renee sparks the kindling of your soul with a shy smile, her radiant eyes vibrantly glistening in the light. Your capability for love has only just now been awoken. Your chest is heavy. Breathing is difficult. Time stands still. You've stood silent for a few moments, not noticing her outreached hand. Her smile becomes slightly perplexed. You stumble your words, barely getting out your name, somehow managing to miss her hand and accidentally grabbing onto her bracelet. You jerk your hand back and apologize. She laughs politely, commenting on how you act just like the way your friend described. She readjusts her bracelet and tells you she made it herself. And if you like it that much, she can make you your own sometime. You blush, you remind yourself of the embarrassment for the rest of the day, but never forget the kindness she offered. She tells you she loves wearing bracelets she makes herself. You both get along swimmingly for a couple of introverted kids. There isn't much time left for recreational activities, but Renee wants to take you to her favourite spot in the wooded haven. But between two trees is large enough of a break between the greenery to notice a well-travelled trail into the forest. She looks as if she wants you to follow her further along the path. You're nervous about getting too far away from the school and getting in trouble, but you don't want to disappoint your new friend. Skippy and smiling, you both prepare to go on a woodland adventure, but are caught by your teacher before you can get too far. He was calling for the two of you to come back into the schoolhouse. Even though you're both scolded, you look at each other with gleeful grins. She tells you you'll go further next time. You hear her whisper something about a mountain. Oh shit, was there anything else to do in there? I don't know. Shit. I think that might have just been a memory, because if we went back to like the main menu, it said like chapter 1 and a memory 1 below it. So I think that was just a memory. And now we're in the cave.
Darkness overtakes those who enter this realm of wet and stone. Turning back leads to another kind of blindness that only incepts at the great divide of light and the abyss. It is better to become accustomed to the dark on our journey within. The only way to reach the highest peak is to descend into the deepest parts of ourself, far within the mountain. The life of the outside world does not go where we must dread. There is no reason for creatures without a conscience to join in on this quest of introspection. The light is quickly fading, giving us a sign to carry on. For now, this is the only option. The only one there's ever been.
So I was just about to wrap up the video, but then I realized like there's only like 4 chapters, I think, and we've already finished one.
This seemingly vacant corridor within the chasm consists of a series of interconnected tunnels, winding inward and outward. There is no telling where one path stops and another begins. But we must choose regardless. There is a strange familiarity about this darkness, as if you have been here once before. But that is not the case. You have always been here. You have never left this darkness, not for many years. The abyss has become a companion and reminder of the warped life you lead. Not everything is the way it should be, but it still is all the same.
So I was thinking maybe we just go ahead and play through the whole game.
The deep has now been broken. What once was a faint drip has now become a bellowing beat of a heart of stone, distilling the essence of life before sending it throughout the tumultuous cavern. The pounding echoes within your mind until there is nothing left but the sound and the feeling of undeniable existence pushing forth. It has been ages since someone met with a pulsating rock. The visions granted by this enchanting boulder bears witness to your own faults. These jaded memories are not left forgotten and are carved into the walls to stand the test of time.
Looks like we're almost at the end. And yeah, I figured I'm enjoying it. I'd probably want to play it through anyway. Might as well do it in a video. Oh, we're not coming out. Do you think we get an achievement for falling down there? Better not try it. Oh, looks like... God, there's even like a little bit of parkour. Which I'm obviously awful at. But we did it. Yay! So I probably could have like pressed E on that branch back in the first chapter to knock it down instead of killing myself. Or bungeeing myself. But yeah, this should be like a nice little mini-series.
At the realization that you are no longer alone. Nature's light sources fill the void like tiny bonfires, providing warmth and safety from the dark. Humming and buzzing, these light-filled guardians illuminate the darkness to reveal that there was another beside you all along. Every step closer brings you one pace further away from this cordial being. But who could it be? In this eternal landscape of dark, only shown through the kindness of the torch-bound insects, with a shape so recognizable and so familiar, there is no mistaking the importance of a being such as this. You do not know.
Was it Jesus? Jesus, was that you? Because you've got the whole footsteps thing. You know, you like walk along with Jesus beside you, and then like you look back, and at one point there's one set of footsteps, and you're like, Jesus, why did you abandon me? And he's like, that's when I carried you, my son. Which is a horrible way of putting it, but that's the little story thing. I think I said it very well.
A stark beam sits ever so strongly in the distance. Could this be the final terminal before taking off into the sun? The ever-longing vent that exceeds this darkness, that brings light into the memories so willing to fade. No, this is not the end. Not here. There is still more to witness. Fill your mind with luminosity. Steal your soul with what was taken by the abyss. Hold on to your dream and evoke the past. For remembering is all that is left for a being so broken and afraid of what is yet to come.
We did it, we made it to the end. Oh, look, the bushes just popped in. Okay, so this should be like memory 2, I think. If it takes us back to the house, I'll try and explore a little bit more before I click on the thing that takes us to chapter 3. Aha! So it is back in the house. We can't go out that door, we can go out here though. Okay, we couldn't have done anything anyway. So that's chapter 2 finished. And this is where I'm going to try and figure out where we are. It's got that little mailbox there, which I think is quite American, so I'm not sure it's Canada. I don't think it's Canada. There's some plugs over there I can look at. There is a little laptop, but they won't have like a logo on it. There is... Ooh, I'm not sure what those are actually. Are those North American? Looks like they're just two-pronged. This is quite European out here. If anybody can guess, I'd like to hear it. I think it's North American. Even without like the ground prong, the third prong. It's very interesting trying to figure it out, actually. Nice little coffee machine. Okay. We're supposed to look at this picture over here. So now either this door will open next time or that one. I think it'll be that one. Okay, time for more reading. Prom. The first one was childhood. Years now pass and love has bloomed beautifully between both of you as you slowly become who you were born to be. The night is crisp and invigorating, and the shining stars swirl and swoon a stellar symphony. You stand nearby, confident, but lose focus at the sight of Renee and her shimmering ensemble. No aperture could open wide enough to capture her magnificence. You share your feelings about her impossible beauty. She blushes and thanks you while trying to cover the redness in her cheeks. You then straighten your bow tie and pretend to act suave. She compliments you back, and you both laugh and join arm in arm to the dance floor. The music is performed with all the sweet integrity of a promise made in one's youth. You both dance slowly, taking in every moment of this fairy tale experience. A song of sure significance began to overflow the pair's judgment. At the climax of the heroic harmony, you successfully manage to lower Renee with a professionally challenging technique. She looks bewildered but overjoyed due to the unexpected surprise. You both slowly draw in for a passionate kiss. Before the festivities draw to a close, the lovely pairing notices a photo booth operator taking complimentary photos. You both agree there's no better way to commemorate a perfect night, so you enlist the energetic photographer's expertise. 3, 2, 1, smile. Oh. That was a nice short one.